When it comes to being true, at least true to me. One thing I found, oh no, you never let me down.
L'émission Le Miroir, nous continuons avec le bonus. Comme promis aujourd'hui, nous serons sur le plateau avec une icône du slam, de la poésie et un auteur reconnu dans le monde. Il nous vient de Chicago, aux USA. Il s'appelle J. Ivy. Auteur très applaudi du livre Here I Am et de l'album du même titre. D'ailleurs, il a un nouveau livre dont on aura l'occasion de parler. Il a gagné un Grammy Award notamment pour sa collaboration avec Kanye West et Jay-Z sur le titre Never Let Me Down. Et il est parmi les artistes avec qui il a performé. Peut-être que vous allez en reconnaître certains comme John Legend, tiens, Stevie Wonder ou encore Bob Dylan, Usher, Femi Kuti, oui, Erykah Badu ou encore Trey Songz. Il a partagé la scène avec ses grands noms. Il est de passage à Kigali dans un cadre d'échange d'art entre la ville de Kigali et Chicago. Et on l'accueille aujourd'hui sur notre plateau. Oui, un petit clip pour voir de qui il s'agit pendant qu'il arrive sur notre plateau. Welcome. How are you?
Yeah, good. Blessed.
It's a big pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure's all mine.
Yeah.
All mine. Hello.
So normally we speak French, but today it's a special day because we have you, and then we change the language of the show.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you speak some French?
No.
Few French? No.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Bonjour, merci.
Bonjour, merci.
Yeah,
yes,
that's good.
Yes.
That's a good start. So it's really an honor for me to be able to welcome you today on this show. I'm a big fan since the moment. And so tell us about you coming here in this arts exchange program.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, this is actually my first time to the continent, so it's an honor to be here in Rwanda. I came with a group called The Simple Good, and we're working on a project called a Building Hope Project, where a group of us come from the States, and we're helping to build. Well, the first phase was they built the school last year. This year we came back to build the playground for the little kids, and so we built a playground. Did some art murals. I still got paint on my hands, and we did just a lot of hard work, manual work. I did a poetry workshop, and just some amazing folks that came together for just to uplift the school some more. Yeah.
So you are among those few artists that have been able to make spoken word and poetry mainstream somehow.
Yeah.
What is the secret? How do you do it?
If I knew, I would tell you. I know part of it is one, just loving what it is you do. You have a passion, you have a gift, and you go after it. And no matter the obstacles that come, no matter the mistakes that you make, no matter how hard it may be, you keep going. So for me, there wasn't a blueprint for it, but my main objective was to keep going. Like never stop, just keep going. And one thing will lead to the next, and that will lead to the next. And then I find myself on bigger stages and on huge albums, and it wouldn't have happened if I would have stopped. So just keep going.
What was the inspiration when you started?
A teacher. I have a teacher named Miss Paula Argue. When I was in high school, she had the class write a poem for a homework assignment. I wasn't into poetry. I love hip hop. Those were my poets, but I wasn't into writing poetry. And she made us write a poem, and the next day she surprises the class and made everybody read their poem in front of the class. So I was very shy, didn't have a lot of confidence. Well, I read this poem, and after the class, she pulled me to the side. She gave me an A on the poem, which is the highest score you can get. And then she said she had a show coming up. She said, I have a nice speaking voice, and she wanted to put me in this show. It's like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. But she had another show come up. She said, last time I asked you, you didn't do it. Got another show. This time, you have to do it. So she made me perform, and first time ever on stage, I got a standing ovation. So I went from this shy kid to realize, oh wow, I have a voice. Wow, people will listen. Wow, people will respond if I can get past my fears. And from there, it was, when's the next show? When's the next show? So from there, I just did show after show, and then I started writing more, and I really fell in love with the art of writing. And I fell in love with poetry, and I fell in love with performing my poetry. So from there, it was a natural beginning, but one I'm glad that happened. So shout out to Ms. Argue. Ms. Argue, what up?
Yeah.
We in Rwanda. Yeah.
And finally, you have won a Grammy for that collaboration with Kanye and Jay-Z. And this kind of recognition is, I think, a big deal. It's not all artists that can say that they have even been nominated.
Yeah.
So how does it feel for you?
It's amazing to be able to share your art, to share your work with the world, and people, they respond to it. You know it's special. You have confidence in yourself, so you know it's special. But to see other people respond to it, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And then to be able to get on a record with Kanye West and Jay-Z, or even with John Legend, or all these different people, it's just a beautiful feeling. You're moving in the right direction. So it was very humbling. Truly filled with gratitude. And inspired, because now you want to do more. You're like, oh, okay, if I was able to do this, what can I do next? Okay, what else can I do with this? So even with things like, books and albums, you want to just keep doing more, inspire, and share what you've, been able to do with others, so they can inspire others.
Yeah, we will really take time to talk also about this sharing thing that you have, because you really share what you have with school, with students in schools and all these kind of things. But is it true that you named John Legend legend?
Yeah, that's true.
Really? How?
So the night that I recorded with Kanye, the song's called "Never Let Me Down." You ever heard it? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I recorded the song, we listened to it over and over and over again, and Kanye was like, he asked me if I heard of a singer named John Stevens. And I was like, yeah, I've been hearing about him in New York. We were in Los Angeles. And I was like, yeah, I've been hearing about him in New York. So he's like, let me play you a song. So he plays me the song. The song's amazing, it's beautiful, it's soulful. I'm like, oh my God, can I get a copy? I need this, And an hour later, John Stevens comes in the studio. I was like, what's up, man? I'm Jay Ivy. I'm a poet from Chicago. I heard your music. I was like, you sound like one of the singers from the old school. You sound like that, your music sound like that music my folks used to listen to back in the day. I was like, man, you sound like one of the legends. I was like, you a legend, you a legend. I said, matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna call you from now on. I'm gonna call you the legend. So I started calling him John the Legend, John the Legend. So then a couple days later, a bunch of us, we still in the studio, 10, 12 of us, Tari Ture, Kanye, Cootie, John Monopoly, some other Chicago folk, and in walks John Stevens. Everybody like, oh, John Stevens in the house, John Stevens in the building. I was like, John Legend. And everybody looked at me, looked at him, was like, oh man, you John Legend from now on. And Kanye, he was the main one. Kanye was like, you John Legend from now on. So that's how he got the name.
Wow. That's an amazing
right
story.
place, right time,
Yeah. So you are working with these big names, and you yourself you're like an icon when we talk about spoken words or poetry in hip hop and all these kind of things. But you keep sharing. You go to schools, and you came to Rwanda. And what is pushing you to share with the youngs?
Well, what pushes me is so many people share with me. So many people poured into me, from teachers like Ms. Argue, from amazing friends, to my mama. Shout out to my mama, Lady P. To just family, friends, my city, Chicago. So many people poured into me. So whenever I would perform, there was somebody there encouraging me. So when I got to a space where I was able to give back, naturally I wanted to do that. I wanted to, do what Ms. Argue did for me. Walk into a classroom, speak, perform, inspire, hopefully inspire, and you know, maybe someone in that classroom can take that inspiration and turn it to something, turn it into some fuel and some power for themselves. You know, because it's all about, you know, lifting one another up. You know, we all great, you know, and it's a matter of building on your greatness and remembering your greatness and working towards your goals and dreams. So I just want to continue to give that. You know, I'm not gonna be here forever. None of us are gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
So while I'm here, I want to use my time to, you know, lift up the next. You know.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
And you have a new book coming.
Yes, dear Father, I brought this for you. That's for
Oh,
you.
thank you. Can we get?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I brought you
Whoa.
a T-shirt. Dream big. Yeah.
I'm a dreamer, and I'm gonna dream bigger for now.
And it has the poem on the back. It has the poem on the back.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky.
Yes. Yes.
So the book, I know Here I Am was a
Yes.
great success, and tell us more about this one.
Yes. So Dear Father is centered around a poem I wrote. My father, he was in my life when I was younger, and drugs and alcohol became a huge factor in his life. And my folks ended up divorcing. I didn't see or hear from my father for 10 years. And now I'm a young man, and it really hurt. And we reconnected, but a year and a half after we reconnected, he passed away. So I was just really going through this roller coaster of emotions. And what I learned is if you don't deal with your emotions, one day your emotions go deal with you. Yeah. And poetry has always been this release for me. Whenever I would write, I would feel better. So I took the courage, took the strength that I needed, and also leaned on the power of forgiveness to write a letter to my father. Even though he wasn't here physically, I wanted to just express to him how I felt. So I wrote this poem, and there were tears on the page when I wrote it, but it's the happiest poem I've ever written, because as soon as I was done, all that weight, all that sadness, all that depression, every negative feeling that I experienced, it melted away. It melted away. So I wanted to share more in that experience, and the book itself is the story leading up to me writing that poem and the strength that I was able to get from it. You know, after not only writing it but sharing it. You know, I decided to share it with others. You know, and I found that other people could relate.
Absolutely.
Other people were going through the same things, you know. So I wanted to expound on it, and I also did an audio book for it and an album called My Daddy's Records, which features some amazing people. Tari Teray, that's also my wife, amazing singer. She's on it. My buddy Marshall Knights, Ski Beats did some production. Chris Robb, amazing pianist and singer. So I had some amazing people, Kahari Lemuel and Yao, people came together to help me put it together. And it's nothing like getting out your thoughts and your dreams on the page and then seeing it come to life. You know, so yeah.
And is it available everywhere?
Yeah, everywhere. You know, it's in major bookstores, it's online. You can go to my website, j-ivy.com. You can get it there. And if you see me in the streets, I got them in the trunk. You know, so
yeah. Dear Father, it's the new book, and I think it's a universal story somehow.
Yes,
you know, father, son, and parents, children.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And thank you.
Yes,
again.
thank you.
Yeah, it was a big pleasure,
yes.
and you can't go without, you know, performing some thing, like a small thing. Yeah,
I would love to. So since you all know Never Let Me Down, to Never Let Me Down, I need help. When I say get up, I get. Oh, let's go. Get up, I get down. Get up, I get down. Get up, I get down. We all here for a reason on a particular path. You don't need a curriculum to know that you're a part of the math. Cats think I'm delirious, but I'm so damn serious. That's why I expose my soul to the globe, the world. I'm trying to make it better for these little boys and girls. I'm not just another individual. My spirit is a part of this, that's why I get spiritual. But I get my hymns from him, so it's not me, it's he that's lyrical. I'm not a miracle, I'm a heaven-sent instrument. My magnetic regiment navigates melodic notes to your soul and your mental. That's why I'm instrumental. vibrations is what I'm into. Yeah, I need my loot by rent day, but that ain't what gives me the heart of Kunta Kinte. I'm trying to give us free like Sinkei. I can't stop, that's why I'm hot. Determination, dedication, motivation. I'm talking to you, my many inspirations, while I say I can't let you or self down. If I was on the highest cliff, on the highest rift, and you slipped off the side cliff under your life in my grip, I would never, ever let you down. And when these words are found, let it be known that God's penmanship has been signed with a language called love. That's why my breath is felt by the deaf, and when my words are heard and confined to the ears of the blind. I too dream in color and in rhyme, so I guess I'm one of a kind in a full house. Cause whenever I open my heart, my soul, or my mouth, a touch of God rains out. Get up, I get. Get up, I get. Get up, I get. Get up, I get. Hey! Real cousin.
Wow. It was a big pleasure.
Thank you.
It was really a big pleasure, and keep up with everything
Thank
you do. Yeah.
Murokosi? Murokosi.
One thing I found, although you never let me down. Down. When it comes to being true, at least true to me. One thing I found, although you never let me down.
Get up, I get. Get up, I get. Get up, I get.
I get down from my grandfather.